Hello! Welcome to episode 8 of my Minecraft survival series. We are back in the village. Most of our villagers are still alive, which is good. And I found a wolf, so I went and got some bones, and now I'm going to tame him. And we got an advancement, which will kind of tip you off as to what I was about to tell you. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't have noticed, but we've updated to Minecraft 1.12. So now we have a bunch of other cool stuff, like the crafting guide here, and we can make colored beds. And actually, I need to make a bed real quick because the sun's beginning to set. Last episode, I told you that I would not be making an iron farm in this one. But I decided that I actually will be, because I've done some more work on the sorting system, but I've realized that it's never going to get done if we, unless I build an iron farm. So that's what we'll be doing this episode. I'm gonna make this slate gray. Alright, so I'm going to go back to our base and show you what I've done with the item sorting system. Hopefully my dog will follow me. There's just some bread sitting there. I think he was trying to give it to the other villager. I don't have any inventory space. So what I've done is begun expanding it, extending it over that way, and thinking about what items I'm going to want. So I'm starting with just like raw materials. So we've got all my rare ones here, like diamonds, emeralds, gold, and so on, until we get down to charcoal. And then in the next section, we're going to have like sticks and leather and sugarcane and stuff like that. And so I've divided into sections of 8, put down some slabs to kind of cover up some of these hoppers and break up the textures. I haven't done that much else with it. So the emeralds, I just went and... yeah, none of them have actually gone into the chest yet, but I just went and traded a little with the villagers so I could get a couple to start this off with. And I believe one of these chests was for bones. I think it was this one. Yep. Ow. So here's our dog. We're gonna let him follow us over here, and we can just put him in the horse pen for now. Of course, he just runs in the opposite direction. Come back here. Oh my gosh. This is, like, painful. Okay, come over here. And then sit. And then get in there. I don't know what I'm going to name him yet. I'll tell you when I find something out. Another thing I've started to do, which I think looks nice, is just to use our Silk Touch axe to take off these blocks on the very bottom. And then replace them so that we have the red texture instead of just like the yellow mushroomy texture. So I'm going to do that for all of so I'm going to do this for all of them, except of course the brown ones. I don't know, might look good, but I think it's too much work to take all of them out and replace them. So I'm just going to do this red one, and then the last one over here. And now it'll look a little nicer unless we're actually standing in it. You can see now the bottoms are the same color as the sides. So this is all stone bricks now. I'm probably going to throw in some other stone textures, or even wood, to kind of break that up. But for now that's what I'm using, because I've got plenty of stone. And then I think eventually I'm going to curve this around so we don't just have one really long line. Like we can go this way and over there, and then back around. So you can see I've made some rails here to get the villagers into our iron farm. The only problem is that I don't know where I'm actually going to be building our iron farm. I know it has to be a certain distance away from the village. I think like 80 blocks, although I'd like to do 100 just to be sure. So that would be like all the way over there somewhere. So what I think I'll do is actually make it out in the field over there. There's my Frostwalker. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and just make a railway that goes out in that direction, so we can start moving them. I actually realized, like, after I made all these rails that I had only 4 iron left, which wasn't enough to make a minecart, so I had to do a little bit of mining. But we're just going to go off in this direction until we run out. And we actually need 10 total. I'm not sure if we can breed them if we only have 2, but I'm just going to bring over, like, as many as I can to start with. The thing is that we're already out of rails. And that's not far enough, so I'm just going to get them all over to here, as many as I can. Alright, I got an idea. I don't know if it's a good idea, but I've seen people do this before, where we just take a boat and put it down and use it to pick up the villager. He doesn't seem to want to be getting in to the boat. Oh, he's in there now. And then we can hop in with him and just steer the boat over wherever we need it. I think I can honestly say this is the weirdest thing I've ever done. Okay. And we can't actually go up. Unless maybe we put a slab down. Like this. Let's try that. Okay. No, we can't go up, so I'll need to get out. Then break the boat. And then somehow get him up here. Just push him. And of course he's going to walk away now. Alright, I thought of a better idea, which is just to build it here. I wasn't going to do that originally because I wanted to kind of save the village and build it like, you know, build more onto it. But we can still do that. The first thing I need to do though is make sure that I take out all the doors, or we're going to have a lot of problems later. And then of course I need to pick up all these tracks. So I think the design I'm going for is going to be, like, we're going to need to dig a 12 by 12 pit. So, and that'll go down like 5 blocks. So I'm probably just going to do that right over here. And that way we don't need to transport them way, like a really long distance. So this is the pit I'm digging. I only need to go down a couple more blocks, and then I will take another look at the design that I'm going to be building, the tutorial for that. It's meant to be built in the sky, but I don't see any problem with building it in the ground. So I think I'm just going to go down like 5 blocks, and that should be enough. And that should just be down to around the stone level. And then we'll have a collection space underground. Alright, our pit is done, so now it is time to take all the doors out of the village, or it'll interfere with the creation of the iron farm. And it's very helpful that these stack, because they didn't used to, and carrying doors was a pain. And these two are just throwing stuff everywhere. So I'm gonna pick these all up so we can use... Get out of my way! I'm gonna pick these all up so that we can use them in the iron farm. We'll probably need to craft most of them. So I'm just gonna triple check that there are none left, because even one could really mess it up. I'm just going to make a quick stop back at our base so that I can go ahead and get some wood to make the doors. So we're going to need about 40 doors. And the design I'm building is by someone called Nims TV. I will put a card on your screen in the upper right hand corner. If you click it, a window will pop up with the video link. And I'll also put a link in the description. And where'd I put my wood? It's all up here. I have quite a bit. So how many will a stack make? How many doors? I got 8 from the village. I don't know, like, if I got all of them. I'm pretty sure I did. Oh wow, yeah, that's plenty, because we only need 40, I think. So I'm just going to take one extra stack for whatever. And we're going to head back and start placing them. So I'm going to double check. I think the bottom spawning space is 3 or 4 blocks tall, and the top one is just open. Alright, now that we've got our doors, I'm going to go ahead and place them. So I'm not even going to bother like filling in the walls and making them look pretty or anything, but... Oh, and we also now bounce on beds in this update. Getting distracted. So it's a 10 by 10 spawning space, which means that the walls actually do need to be filled in, except for the spaces where we're going to have the doors. So let's go ahead and grab some more stone. And then we'll go like this in each corner. Mark our actual collection point in the middle, which I think is like right here. Yep. Yep, it's right in the middle here. So let's go ahead and put down our crafting table, and then let's see. We need a furnace. And we'll stick our iron in there for now. We might still need those boats, so I'm just going to put in some of this wood. And with the iron, we're going to make some buckets, which we can use to transport the water. So that's going to all flow into the middle here. So the doors are actually going to be placed 3 blocks up. So all these sides here need to be filled in. And then the doors go on top of them. Alright, so there's the last couple of blocks there. And then the doors just go around like this. I don't know if I should put in the villagers first or the doors, but I guess it doesn't matter because the villagers are already here. So I'm just going to go around. These actually all need to be reached by the sunlight. So we can't have any blocks over top of them. Or... trying to remember. I think they do have blocks over top of them, but these blocks next to them need to be touched by the sunlight. So I'm going to go around in another ring and remove some extra blocks. Just like right next to the doors. Alright, the doors are in place, and the spaces next to them are too. And the villagers, it looks like, are already starting to come over here. Maybe because all the doors are over here. I should check again if there are any doors left, but it won't really matter if there are, because I don't know, then I might have to replace all the doors that are already there. I don't know that much about village mechanics. It looks like we're good, though. So they're starting to move over there, which is very helpful, because it'll make them a lot easier to get into there. It'll make it a lot easier getting them into there. That's a big problem. Some of them are already, like, falling in. I should have made, like, a wall. So what I'm going to do now is take this iron and make 2 buckets and just fill them up over here or wherever. Which will be right here. So we can just stand right here. And then I'll make a staircase out of here. Do I have any torches? Yep. So this will go over this way. And then we can start staircasing up, I think, because we're past the iron farm. And then eventually we'll set up like a lava killer so it automatically collects the iron. But for now we'll just use our sword. Okay. Alright, so all the villagers are out of there. We need to come up here. And this is where the second floor will begin. It's right on top of these. So we're going to fill it in with some stone. Like this. And I have another stack here. Are there any in the chest? No, just stone bricks. So this is what the second floor will be like. And it'll have that 2x2 hole in the middle where the iron golems drop down. Looks like we'll have enough stone. Let's just finish this in here. Gonna use some stone bricks. Yeah, this farm is going to be really ugly. We can always change it around later. And now we need some blocks along the top here before it'll actually start working. One's actually spawned up there, which is not good because it's supposed to spawn inside the farm. I'm probably going to need to do a lot of work around here and just fill it in so that they don't spawn outside the farm. But it's good that there's one. So next what we're going to do is just place the stone bricks along the top here. And that guy got trapped in there. He'll find his way out. I think he can just open the door and drop down. And then I have some stone bricks in here, and it should start working as soon as these are all covered up. Golems will start spawning inside the farm. I'm also going to stick some torches inside of there. So let's go down and get some more water. Oh my gosh, there's a bunch of there's a bunch of villagers down here. This should be the last couple water buckets, and then we can just work on the area around it. So we're gonna take this guy down. He's going to try and attack me. Oh, wow. That did a lot of damage. Maybe not quite as much as I expected, but okay, we're running now. So I'm gonna do another layer up here. This isn't exactly the same design as the one that I was, the one I'm talking about, but it's very close, so I'm going to credit them for the design, and I will put, I told you I'll have the link in the description. Now I'm just finishing this with whatever we have in our inventory. Alright, so this iron farm's just about finished. The last thing to do would be to get rid of this wall here, which is blocking the sunlight from reaching down onto the blocks underneath here. There we go. So it should be just about ready by now. I'm gonna go ahead and sleep, and then we're gonna go down and see if any more have spawned. So here's the first iron golem that's actually... Ow! He hits hard. The first iron golem actually spawned in the farm. I'm gonna put some blocks here so he can't hit us. Wow, he can still hit us. He hits really hard considering that I'm wearing like full diamond armor other than my boots with protection 4. But that's basically how the farm works. We're gonna, once we get a little more iron, we're gonna put some hoppers in with a lava blade. That way we can just AFK here without needing to do any work ourselves. But today there's one last thing I want to do, which is to make the villager containers on either side. Let's put a block here so I can see here. So we just want to get as many villagers as we can into 2 little, I don't know, buckets on the side. They are breeding like crazy because there's so many doors here. I'm just going to grab literally whatever blocks we have left. And we're going to build some areas on the side for them. So if we count in from the side, like 4 blocks on each side, 1, 2, 3, 4, we can make like a nice little 2x2 area. Looks like we've already got one guy in here. Probably won't stay, but... So that's what that's going to be. And then, of course, we're going to have torches in there so nothing can spawn. And we'll cover it up. And we're done. So now I just want to get the rest into here. I'm trying to think of a good way to get them in without letting anyone else out. I'm going to keep him in there for now. But what we can do is just make a little staircase to push them up. So I'll grab this stuff and we will nudge some guys in there. So we need 5 on each side, or at least 10. It's not much of a problem because they're breeding. Alright, so that's an issue. This guy spawned outside. So what I am going to do is put down some more blocks to help prevent them from spawning outside of the farm, because if they spawn outside the farm, no more will spawn until they're removed. So that's 2 in here. And then we're also going to put some more torches around here. Just so that nothing has any chance of spawning. Actually, that might be a bad idea because it'll prevent them from spawning. So what I'm going to do is just put some, like, around the top of the thing here. And we'll do that with the bottom section as well. Only I don't know how we're gonna do that. Actually, the bottom section should be fine because there's no, yeah, there's no spawning spaces in there. Just put some torches in there. Alright, so I'm gonna finish getting the villagers into these little things here. This one just wandered up here, so I can push him in. And then I'll make another on the other side, and I'll get back to you once I've done that. Alright, so since this one spawned outside of it, I'm putting down some extra blocks to try and make sure that there's no room for any of them to spawn outside, because I think the spawning room is slightly smaller than actually the area where they can spawn. But if I have some solid blocks here, they shouldn't be able to spawn there. So I'm just putting like a ring of wood pillars around. They won't be able to spawn in here because there's the cobblestone in the way. I'm just going to put a few more blocks around here and finish getting those villagers in. Looks like one just dropped himself in. Alright, so we need... Alright, I just got an advancement because I decided to shoot this guy, but now he's trying to kill me. There we go. Alright, so I'm done putting those pillars in, and I filled up this villager bucket, and I made one more over here. The villagers just don't want to come into it. Except this guy. So I'm going to put 2 torches in there, and then I'm also going to close the other one off so that nothing can get in there. Alright, so I'm going to trap these guys in. Hopefully they will stay alive. Nothing should be able to spawn in there. And then I just need to get 4 more into this one, and we will be done. I can still use the boats to transport them, like I did before. Getting them in is the tricky part. I'm trying to use ladders, because that seems a little simpler than building a staircase for them. But they don't seem to want to climb the ladders on their own. See? Even if I just push them into the ladders. So I'm gonna finish these guys, I'm gonna finish getting them into here. And then I'll show you what I get done. So, this is the 3rd one, I believe. Yep, there are 2 in there. So we're getting there. No more iron golems have spawned, which makes me wonder. And this guy just ran away. If I punch him, will he follow me? No. Could still use the minecart, actually. Yeah, I'm gonna try that. So, left the rails in here, I think. Yep. That's only a few of them. I haven't picked most of them up yet. But this should be plenty. If I just make a short railway. They all seem to be clumping over there. So maybe I can bring some over. So now we just need to get this guy into the minecart. That's a lot easier than getting him into a boat. And then we can just push him. We can't get into the minecart with him, but let's hope that we can push him up here. Yep. Alright, and then I can just get rid of this and push him up. Nope. Okay. This might take a little while. But we only need 2 more. Look! Did you see that? One just spawned. It actually spawned in the farm. So I think that's like the first one. Yep. Can he hit me in here? No, I don't think he can. Do I get any XP? I don't think I do. So our mending sword won't repair itself. But, I'm glad it's working so far. I only need one more villager in there. They're spawning because the villagers are nearby. I just want to, make sure that we have some, like, safely stored, so that, I don't know if there's a zombie attack or something. There's still villagers. But it is working. I was worried about the top floor not working, so I'm glad that's, okay. We also need to sleep. There's a bunch over here. They just don't seem to want to go over to the other side. But we are just about finished. So I'm going to get that last villager, and then we're going to wrap up the episode. This is the last villager, so I'm going to cover this up, trapping them forever. It's for their own good. So, this is, the iron farm is finished. I think between this episode and the next, I'm going to go ahead and put in some, hoppers and lava to automatically get the iron, and then I will AFK, and we can get lots of iron, and of course, poppies, which are way more important than iron. Thank you everybody for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.